Hey guys, it is time for a garden update, and I'm not doing it on Instagram today. I'm doing it on YouTube. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what's going on. There are updates to the patio, and several of the roses have roses everywhere. So I've actually got to pick some roses and put them in the house. So let me show you all that and let me flip you around. Things have been kind of rearranged. Gladys and Gus are up here now. We have the new pavers around the entire patio. And all the pots have been moved. These are not their permanent locations. Summer plants are obviously dead. None of this has changed over here except for E.T. sadly is gone. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do garden updates throughout the summer, or I have been the summer and spring, on my Instagram. And E.T. sat in the swing, a giant stuffed E.T. that my dad pulled out of a trash pile after Hurricane Harvey. So he sat on the porch because he got flooded in a hurricane. Same as this box. It'll never go in the house because it's been through a flood and now it sits outside and gets all gross. Anyways, it's a really cool decoration though. This table is new. This is the new table. It's blue, and also smaller. So it takes up less space and just looks better on the patio. We have a fan. I don't know if y'all have seen this, but this table is new-ish. Again, more of the pavers. The little bathtub is over here, and we have 3 hibiscus that still need to be planted. And they do have some yellow leaves because I need to give them food this weekend. So need to give them some food. I've kind of let the garden grow up a little bit because whenever they did the pavers, they threw some debris over here and whatever. But what we're gonna do, because this isn't a big space, is we're going to actually expand the garden. So we're gonna expand the whole thing to all of this. So it will literally line up. It'll take up all this space. So we've got to clean all that. We've got to re-level it anyways. And it's gonna come to the pavers over here, which it goes a little bit beyond the pavers, which is fine. But it'll basically give me a whole nother row of pots, and I can space things out better and start getting bigger pots. So we're gonna kind of change this up before next year. There's those. These guys are still doing fantastic. This is my oldest one. This is now 3 years old, and these guys are all from this year. Fig tree is done for the year. We need to actually probably cut that back. Got rid of the breaking, falling apart bench out there, and we just have table and chairs now. Magnolia is looking beautiful, but it's obviously not in bloom. We now have moved the bird feeder and bird bath. My pecan tree is looking great. Again, my pecan tree is never going to be a producing pecan tree. We didn't graft it at a young enough age, and now I would have to completely chop off the entire canopy to have pecans. So it's just going to be a really beautiful unproducing shade tree, and I'm fine with that. We also put lantanas around the base, and they are doing amazing. They get so much sun. And also, whenever the pavers were done, we had to put new grass in this whole area. And that's coming in really well and starting to seam itself together, which is really nice. The peach tree is doing really good. We also need to prune that this year. We'll come to the roses last and work our way back to the porch. But yeah, we need to figure out the proper way to prune that for next year. Here is the first section of hibiscus. So this is a bright yellow hibiscus. This is a double bloom hot pink, and you can tell I'm gonna get more I'm going to get more hibiscus. And if they open up later today, which they might not because it is overcast, it's supposed to rain. But if they do, I'll put in some more footage of them. This is a double bloom hot pink. And this was supposed to be a fiesta, which are the tricolors. But all of the flowers so far have just been hot pink. But it kind of looks like maybe they might be the tricolor. Like they might actually be the tricolor, but maybe it just needed to mature. I'm not really sure. The other hibiscus are going to go along this fence line, and we're going to do an every other. We're going to do a climbing rose, a hibiscus, a climbing rose, a hibiscus all the way down, because there are 3 climbing roses back home that my dad is currently babysitting in pots that he's going to bring up here. And there are 2 climbing roses up against the brick wall that the original owners had put on the other side of this fence. They don't get enough sun. They don't produce a lot of flowers because they don't get enough sun and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to move them. And this part of the fence next year will be full of beautiful hibiscus flowers and hopefully covered in climbing roses covered in flowers. So we'll see. That's what we're going for. And it'll probably start from about here and go all the way to that tree stump. So that's what we're looking like. And then this is just the yard open. And then, all right, so this rose is called All My Loving. It's beautiful. I did get a little bit of fungus. I have been spraying them. Again, I need to also give them some food, but it is a gorgeous flower with a beautiful scent. It's like a hot Barbie pink. Very pretty. And it has some new growth. I have been cutting them way back though, because at the end of season, they're gonna need to be chopped way down anyways. So I have lately been cutting them really far down, but I'm getting some new growth because it does stay warmer here longer. But yeah, this is a Neptune. And so I have 3 ready to come inside. It's a beautiful purple rose. It starts off a darker purple, if you can tell by the edges of these petals, and then it lightens up to like a lilac lavender type color. And as well, new growth here. Lots of new growth on this side of my Neptune. This one does not have a name. So what the garden center told us is sometimes companies will send them breeds of roses to test. So they'll put them out in their line. They don't have a name. They don't have labels or any information. And it's strictly to see if they are popular, if they're bought, if people like them, what the feedback is. And if it's good feedback, then they might become a new rose the next year. So this was an unnamed rose this year. If it was popular, it may come out next year. So then I may find out what its actual name is. But it's kind of like a color magic to a degree. But it needs to be sprayed again. But look at all of this new growth, these like darker red leaves. So I might get some more in that. This is my Origold. This one, we aren't sure if it'll come back next year. Like the garden party that died very quickly after we put it into the ground, they weren't packed very well in their pots from the garden center. And they got root shock really bad because whenever we were planting them, they had a bunch of sand in their soil. And so it all fell away and the roots got root shock. This one came back and I got maybe 2-3 roses off of it this whole year. And only one stalk is surviving out of the whole plant. So we don't know if this guy is going to come back or not. But it doesn't look like there might be a little bit of new growth coming in right there, but we'll see. This is my Tropicana. 2 gorgeous flowers right now. They are a bright coral pink, really, really, really pretty, very fragrant, very nice flower. And down here, like I said, been cutting them back way low. I've got some new growth in a couple of areas. Looking really good. Really like that one. That's my garden party that died. And this is my Ingrid Bergman. It's a very dark rose. Comes out really dark and then it lightens up a little bit, but it's a beautiful, beautiful long stem red rose. So we're about to get a bud in a few days of that. But look at all this new growth. All these little red leaves is all new growth. And then this is a Floribunda rose. All the rest are hybrid tea roses, which means all of these are hybrid teas, which means that they kind of form long stems for long stem roses. So that's kind of what that is. Floribundas, they tend to like group, which these aren't because I've been cutting them back. But this is called Moonlight in Paris. And you can tell it starts out more, well, here's a fresh one. It starts out more super pink. And then as it expands and stuff, it gets lighter and kind of becomes like a pink to white with a little bit of yellow in the center. It's a really beautiful rose. And then these two hibiscus I've had for about 3 years now. One is pink, like a lighter pink. And one is orange. So very beautiful. These will probably stay in pots. We wanted to put them in the ground, but then we bought too many. So, and now I don't know if we have like space or room for them, but I really like roses and I really like hibiscus. I may eventually get more big pots and have more, like this whole side may also be roses and hibiscus, but in pots. We will see. But yeah, I wanted to do a garden update for y'all, and today seemed to be the perfect day because we are exploding with roses that are about to be cut and put in the house for me to enjoy in my kitchen. So yeah, I really hope that y'all liked that garden tour. It has been a while since I've done an update. I haven't done one since we put in the pavers. So it's not done, obviously. You know, the grass has to keep on growing back. We need to do work on the garden, like the actual garden area, but I consider all of this kind of like a garden. The other thing is they're gonna put matching, they match the pavers, but they're gonna put this all the way down, but this isn't the right size. So new ones are gonna be made and we're gonna put those in. Once those are in, then I can put mulch all around the roses and not have to worry as much about weed eating with the actual weed eater. It'll be more hand weed eating. And so, yeah, we put a little bit of mulch and it killed some of the grass there. But that's eventually what's gonna happen. And also eventually we're gonna put one side, so this side of next to the AC, we're gonna put another thing of wood and get some of that wooden lattice just to cover up this side, so that way from the porch you don't really see like the big ugly AC unit, and it looks a little bit nicer. So I don't know, just slowly building up some aesthetics. I still don't know what to do with all of this stuff that grows along the fence over here. I pull it and stuff all the time. One of my friends said that some of it looks like poison oak, poison ivy. I am not allergic to that kind of stuff, so I can touch it with my bare hands and nothing happened. My mom was never so lucky with that. She was allergic to both. But some of it though is not poison oak or poison ivy. I know that. And I don't know how to get rid of it. We have sprayed it before, so hopefully this next year that can be something that we focus on as well, because it is an eyesore, it is irritating, and I don't know what to do. It's been there since I've lived here, so I've dealt with it every single year for 10 years and I'm over it. So if you happen to know what those plants are and know a way to get rid of them, please let me know in the comments. But anyways, I hope that y'all enjoyed this garden update, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.